Hello, my friends. So, if today's date, September the 3rd, is your birth date, this is a reading for you for this year. This is a four card pull, a general energy card for the year, a challenge you might face this year, an action you can take to stay in balance, and an outcome or synopsis card of what this is really all about, or if there's some kind of mile marker or signpost you can see to understand where you're at. So, what is the general energy card of the year? It is the medallion. So, this is about having something given to you or gifted to you. Maybe it's a material that is has a great value, that holds a great sense of cherishment. Maybe this is something that's given to you that just has a great sentimental value, an award, a gift, a commitment, a medallion, because a medallion is a commitment, and that is the question that is asked of you this year. Do you possess things that someone has gifted to you, and they might have put some kind of intent into those things, and are you clear about the intention of what someone might have attached to some amulet, some ring, some gift that you received, or have you been awarded something that no longer really fits who you are, or helps you to understand yourself, and you're just holding on to that thing because it's pretty and it reminds you, but it no longer holds any significance to you. So, this is about the understanding of what comes with things that are given to us and how clean they are, how dirty they are, how corrupted they are, or how the intention may no longer fit with who we are and what we wish. And do we smudge them and hold on to them, or do we get rid of them, pass them on to someone who might need them? Do we let go of them and just say, all right, I understand, and I'm no longer bound by that uh, intention any longer? I'm no longer bound by that commitment. It no longer serves me, and I'm willing to let go of something. So, what is your challenge then, if that is the general energy card of looking at the things that are given and what intention is behind them and whether they fit your mission any longer? Well, it's the Three of Swords. So, this is about the challenge is about a heart being pierced. So this is about some kind of brokenheartedness that comes. Maybe this is a lover. Maybe this is a marriage. Maybe this is a group that no longer is fighting with you on some level. Maybe this is you yourself and feeling a lot of different heartaches about people and things that no longer uh, gift you in the way that you wish to be gifted, only bringing more pain for you. So this is about, and maybe this is just a friendship that is struggling through things. So what is your challenge? I think your challenge is to there's something that is committed to you to this relationship, the medallion. There is something that was given to you in this relationship, the medallion, whatever that means. And is it time to, even if you're fighting someone, are you going to hold on to something that no longer the serves yourself, your own intention, your own thoughts about yourself? Are you going to hold on to it just because it's pretty, or just because it reminds you of a better time? Or are you willing to look at yourself and release yourself from some of the energetic and psychic holds that might be holding you at this time, and let go of something, someone, something, some energy that no longer serves you because it's just bringing up more pain for you than you feel is appropriate at this moment. So the challenge is, I think, for you to not also to lash out in anger, to lash out in frustration or resentment or revenge. Brokenheartedness often says we want to hurt somebody else because our heart is broken and we want to blame somebody else. So That is your challenge. And in that, do you, anger and resentment and lashing out, do you also break the intentions of some medallion, some ring, some commitment, some form of connection that is in physical form that needs to be looked at and honored and may possibly released from service to you any longer, given back or moved on or buried or put into a fire to be let go of and destroyed in some form. Some kind of ritual might serve you really well, but the action that you can take is about skunk, and skunk is really about I think on a lot of levels, reputation, is the primary thing for skunk. You can smell a skunk coming, especially you can understand when a skunk is angry at you and wafts you with its hint to get away from you. So this is about, I think, your reputation, and what are you going to do to remember that your reputation will always be around longer than the relationships that you might be going through. And so you always will have to deal with your reputation. So, what is the commitment you're making yourself about how you cannot let yourself be pushed into constant spraying of somebody, constant attack of somebody, and only using your spray to ward off somebody who might be pushing at you. But you don't need to use it all the time. So it's about learning how to use your anger and your resentment and your rage and your words and your spray to not just spray everyone around, and not to just take your revenge out on somebody and just continuously spray them until they stink so badly that you also stink so badly and you can't get your reputation back into line. So this is all about remembering how you want to be, who you want to represent, the commitment you make to yourself, the medallion you make to yourself, the intention that you bring to yourself to live an integrity filled life, to live a life that is not about pushing more harm onto somebody than is needed, not about hurting somebody who you feel hurt by. That does not mean that you don't need strong boundaries. That's what the skunk talked about, having strong boundaries. So the more you can have strong boundaries without the need to harm somebody or spray them with your words of hatred, or encase them in some kind of plan to get revenge, is a really strong point of this. And so I think the medallion piece is really strong here, because you can use that medallion, that ring, that commitment, whatever that thing is, to cash some good spellings for yourself and say, I do not want to hurt anyone. I do not want to create more problems and more fissures. I will set good boundaries, and I will set this medallion back into safe and calm and peaceful hands and place. So relinquishing this medallion, relinquishing this intention or commitment that somebody else might have with you, and getting on with your life without retribution to somebody else, because that feels like it could be some big part of this year for you. Something old might be surfacing and push you to places where you feel a lot of pain, but often this is really attached to the old part of yourself. The pain is something that's usually something very old in our makeup. Maybe it's from our family, maybe it's from our mother and father, maybe it's from somebody early on in our life that maybe we feel hurt by, abandoned by, that we had some kind of commitment with, and yet they broke that commitment, and then thereby, what do we do with that commitment that feels broken, that heart that feels stabbed, that place where we want to enact our revenge and spray somebody with our harshest words, spray somebody with our meanest intentions, and create general pain for them. So in this card says, remember that these are the memories that stay in your body. And they might be the memories that stay time after time and time again in your bodies that come through. If you believe in evolution, if you think you keep coming back, you often can take these hard earned lessons, if you haven't learned them, hard learned lessons to be learned, and continue them life after life after life, and in learning how to not be so overwhelmed by someone else's pain that they give you, or overwhelmed by your own pain that you hold on to. So it's about looking at, I think, longer term commitments, longer term intentions, and the commitment to not be so hard on others, which means not being so hard on yourself, and then thereby going to a better place in your drive for humanity, in your drive for evolution, in your drive for understanding, because your bones will hold these kind of memories for a long time, whether they're in form or not, and your soul will carry this work to be done over and over again until we learn how to do them with more grace and power and love and compassion. And I think in this is a remembrance that we are all humans doing the best we can on a lot of levels. And if we can find some grace and some forgiveness in this process for someone else, doesn't mean we don't need good boundaries, but if we can find that grace and forgiveness and move on, we're going to be in a better place for it. So this is all about you coming into a better place in yourself, even though you're facing, challenging situations, people, and the repercussions that might come from what you do, in this case, a homo taquias.